welcome back to part B of 1385 of our Ultimate Decades Challenge. As you can see, we are here with Caitlin Petechia. We are picking up basically where we left off. She has officially gone into labor, so we are going to go ahead and let her have her baby. And then since she did age up into a young adult in the last episode, we are going to, once she has her child, assuming she does make it through her childbirth, we're going to go ahead and age her up to a young adult. So let's go ahead and follow her upstairs so that she can go and give birth to her little one and see the results of that, see the outcome. I am hoping that we are going to have a successful birth and that mom and baby are both going to do well here. So let's see what we're going to have. I am hoping for a little boy. We do need an heir in this household, so let's hope that is going to be the case. She is like, this is for the birds. She is definitely not enjoying this, but you know, this is something that is natural and just has to happen. And she had a girl. All right, so we are going to open up the wheel for baby names for girls, and we're going to go ahead and give that a spin. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for female names and see what we get.
Kirsten.
And we are going to name this baby Kirsten. So this is going to be Kirsten Petechia. And so we have had our little one, Kirsten. We are going to go ahead and we are going to roll the dice for mom and baby. And we're going to see if they're going to make it. As we know, mom can't roll a 1. Mom rolls a 19 and survives. Baby needs an odd 8, 10, or 20. Baby rolls and gets a 6 and unfortunately does not make it. We hate that for them. So we are going to need to put on our timeline that, and we are on Saturday. It is July of 1385. We are going to put that Kirsten Petechia has died. And on our info tab under Caitlin, we're going to put that Kirsten Petechia has died. So this is the daughter of Ramon and Caitlin. This is their second little girl to have died. We are in July of 1385. We are having a deceased little one in July of 1385. They lost a baby in 1379 and here again in 1385. This is a stillborn baby. All right. And so they will have to go ahead and try again for another little one. And let's go ahead now and we will just have to take this baby away from mom. I hate that they have lost their second child. This really sucks. You know, she had gotten pregnant before Ramon went off to war and she had a stillborn, and then she got pregnant as soon as he came back from the war, and now she's just lost this one. So that's really, really unfortunate for them. But I am going to go ahead now and age her up to a young adult. So we will go ahead and see her age up to a young adult now, and we'll see what her traits are for that. So for her, she has completed the super parent aspiration. She is an insider, a freegan. She is lighthearted, wealthy, domestic. She is a caregiver sim and a jester. And we are going to go ahead now and head over and see Audrey Shoemaker because she has a birthday. We have several toddlers that are aging up to children. So we're going to go ahead and start by aging up these children. So the first one is Audrey Shoemaker. Let's go see Audrey now. Okay, so we have arrived here in the Shoemaker home. This is little Audrey here, and she is going to be aging up to a child. For that, we can't roll a 4 or a 13. We are going to go ahead and pull up our dice and give that a roll and see how we fare. We roll a 5, super close, but 5 still a good roll. So Audrey is going to get 28 more days. Let's go ahead and age Audrey up to a child, and we will give Audrey her makeover and get her photo for the family tree. Where are you going to go, little Audrey, to age up? She's like, I just needed a little bit more room. All right, perfect. So let's hop into Cass with her and give her her makeover and get her photo for the family tree. All right, so Audrey has aged up as a social butterfly with the traits of child of winter, friendly, and self-conscious. Let's go ahead and do her makeover, and then we will be putting her in her gray colors. So let's do that now. Alright, so there is Audrey Shoemaker after her makeover, and let's go ahead and get her photo. And now we are going to go see Nadia Like and age her up to a child. Okay, we have arrived here in the Like residence. This is Nadia, and as her aging up into a child, as we know, she can't also roll a 4 or a 13. Let's go ahead and pull up our dice and give that a roll. She rolls a 15, and that is a good roll. She will get another 28 days on the timeline. So let's go ahead and age her up to a child now, and we will jump into Cass with her and give her her makeover, and then we will get her photo for the family tree. All right, so Nadia has aged up with the mind and body aspiration. She has the traits of genius, child of summer, and proper. Let's go ahead and give her her makeover and give her her white clothing. And here is Nadia Like, and let's go ahead and get her photo for the family tree. And we are now going to hop over and see Amis. Actually, this is Amis. So let's just go ahead and age her up to a child. Let's first pull up the dice and give it a roll and see if she is going to be able to age up. She can't roll a 4 or a 13, so let's give that a roll. Amis rolls a 15 as well, so she is good and gets 28 days. So we will age her up to a child. And let's go ahead and randomize her traits. She got vegetarian, pessimistic, and encouraging. For hers, we are going to do, let's do creative genius as hers. And let's give her her makeover and also her white clothing. Okay, so there is Amis Like, and let's get her photo for the family tree. And now we are going to go see Lily McGrath. Okay, so we have made it into the McGrath residence. We actually are going to be aging up Lily and Anissa both. They are both aging up 2 children. So we are going to start with Lily here. Lily is here with the ponytail. She can't roll a 4 or a 13. Let's go ahead and pull up the dice and give that a roll. She rolls a 13. We are going to need to roll a d6 to find out how much longer she's going to be with us. And she's going to be with us for 5 years. So she will be with us and passing away in 1390. What day are we on? We are on the 3rd day in the year, so 1390. Lily McGrath will be dying there. And then for Anissa, let's go ahead and roll for Anissa and see if she's going to be making it. She rolls a 19 and is good, so she will get another 28 days. All right, and let me just put them all here on the timeline. They are all going to be aging up into teenagers in 1392, with the exception of Lily. And we are going to go ahead and age up Lily and Anissa to children now, and then we will hop into Cass with them and give them their makeover. So let's go ahead and age up Lily, and then we will age up Anissa. Beautiful. They are both Sagittarius, jovial and carefree. They are also blessed with boundless energy. Unfortunately, this combination can make them restless and careless. They get along with other Sagittarius and are attracted to Pisces and Capricorn. They don't match with Libra or Scorpio. So let's go ahead and hop into Cass with them and give them their makeovers. Okay, so this is Lily. She aged up as a rambunctious scamp with the traits of introvert, hot-headed, and perfectionist. Let's go ahead and give her her makeover and put her in the McGraths. What color are they? The McGrath family is in yellow. So we'll put her in yellow and then get her photo for the family tree. All right, there is Lily McGrath. Let's go ahead and get her photo. And now let's hop over and do Anissa. Anissa aged up as an animal obsession, as a perfect pitch, Sagittarius, and child of the ocean. And let's give her her makeover and put her in her yellow. Okay, so here is Anissa McGrath. Let's go ahead and get her photo. And now it is time for us to go ahead and head over to see Clemence Del Madonna. Clemence is aging up to a teenager. Okay, so we have arrived here in the Del Madonna home. This is Clemence. Clemence is aging up to a teen. We are going to see if he is going to be able to age up to a teen. We also will be finding out if he is going to marry. For this, he can't roll an 18. So let's go ahead and roll the dice and see if he is going to make it to his teen years. He rolls a 4. That is a successful roll. For a D12, is Clemence going to marry? I believe that he is. Yes, he is. And how many children is Clemence going to have? 3 children. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and we will put that on the timeline that Clemens is going to be in 3 years marrying and having 3 kids. I guess I should text wrap this. Perfect. And we will go ahead and move on with aging up Clemens to a teen and doing his makeover. So let's hop into Cass and see how he looks. All right, so he aged up with Lord of the Knits. He has the Child of the Islands, charming, pure, and reserved. And this is what he looks like. I actually think he looks okay. I don't think he really needs a whole lot of work. I am just going to put him in his black clothing and then we will carry on. He is quite tall, like his mother, but this is Clemens Del Madonna after his makeover. Let's go ahead and get his photo and hop into the game. Okay, so we actually haven't seen this family in quite some time. As you know, Henry Del Madonna had gone off to war. He has recently come back from war, and Danica and he, as we know, are married. And when he came home, they had a bit of a woohoo, and now she is expecting. He is feeling pretty tense right now. They are having a preparental panic because it looks like Danica is actually currently in labor. So we are going to actually go ahead and let her go in here and have her baby because she is currently in labor. So I mean, I guess it's good timing that we showed up at her house because it's time for her to go ahead and give birth. So let's go in here and let her do just that. We are going to see Danica give birth to her little one. She is very, very uncomfortable. She is like, I have, you know, not had to go through this in quite some time. This is their last chance for a little one. They had lost all of their babies, her and Henry, so let's hope that this baby survives. I'm really hoping that it's a boy. But yeah, we are hoping. Obviously, we know that Clemens was from her first husband. And, oh, it is a boy. Okay, so we are going to open up the wheel for boy names and we will see what we're going to name this little boy. And let's go ahead and give that a spin.
Zacharias.
All right, so we are going to name this baby Zacharias. Oh, and she's having a girl. All right, so let me open up the name for the wheel for girls and let's give that a spin.
Cana.
Cana. All right. So Zacharias and Cana Del Madonna. We had twins.
Aww.
We are going to need to go ahead and roll for mom and babies. So we do want to find out if they are going to make it. We are going to roll for mom first. She has to be rolled for twice and she can't roll a 1. I believe that's the same for vampires, that they can't roll a 1. Yeah, that's correct. They still can't roll a 1. All right, so let's roll for mom for the first baby. She rolls a 3 and is good. And for the second baby, she rolls a 9 and is good. And for the babies For Zacharias, he needs an odd 8, 10, or 20. And he's good. And for Kana, she's good. Both babies have survived. Let's go ahead and go to our timeline and we will add the babies to the timeline. So we are on Saturday. It is 4:58 a.m., which does put us in July. We have Zacharias, Del Madonna, and Kana Del Madonna. And let's do a text wrap here. And let's put them here. And then on our info tab, we need to find Danica. There she is. All right, let's give her another line because she had twins. All right, so we had Zacharias Del Madonna. He is the son of Henry and Danica. 5th generation male in July of 1385. Alive. This baby is of British descent and a twin. And then we have Kana Del Madonna, the daughter of Henry and Danica. 5th generation female in July of 1385. She is also alive and of British descent, and she is a twin. Perfect. And that was, like I said, their last try for little ones. So hopefully we will do well, and these babies will hopefully continue to survive because it is the only babies of Henry and her that are still living. They had 3 children that died, and these are living. So I'm hoping that will continue to stay that way. So we are going to just go ahead and age up these little ones. I'm going to have her go ahead and give this little one a feed. And look at him. He's like loving on her. We love that. But she's going to feed the little ones and go ahead and age them up. And we will give them their makeover and get their photos for the family tree.
Wait, boo. Oh. Amujunubu.
Okay, you go ahead and come and age up this baby while she ages up this one. All right, so Zacharias, which I spelled wrong, I'm going to have to fix that. But Zacharias is a Pisces, and selfless and kind Pisces are one of the nicest signs. They're active too. However, this combination can make them emotionally restless and indecisive. They get along with other Pisces and are attracted to Scorpio and Gemini. They don't match with Leo or Aries. And she is singing quite loudly. All right, let's get her to come up here and age up this little one. I tried to get Henry to come up here and do that, but he was like, yeah, no, I'm out. All right, and it is the spring harvest, so at some point we will need to make it over to our main household so that they can do their spring harvest. So we will do that at some point today, which will be fantastic. But she's going to go ahead and age up Kana here. And we are just going to go ahead and pop into Cass really quickly and give these babies their makeovers and get their photos for the family tree. All right, so Zacharias is a vampire. He aged up as a cautious infant. We are just going to give him his quick makeover, put him in his black clothes, and then we will hop over and see Kana. Okay, so there is Zacharias all fixed up. And Kana is also a cautious infant. Let's go ahead and give her her makeover. And there is little Kana. Let's get her photo. And let's hop back into the game. Okay, so we have arrived here at the Like residence with Carlie Like. As we know, when we had seen her in the last episode, she had gotten into a little bit of a situation with Archibald von Schwann, where he had come over and he was quite smitten with her, and she had gotten pregnant. And he did want to be in a relationship with her. He wanted her to move in with him, and she told him no. She told him that she thought it was a little bit too soon. But now she is, very, very pregnant. She's about to have this baby. And she's been thinking about it. Oh, he's sleeping. Okay, it's like 6:30 in the morning. Okay, we'll give him some time. She's been thinking about it. She's been thinking about how it's, a little bit difficult to take care of her 2 children. She's pregnant again, and she is by herself. And, it is really, really hard to be single in such a time as now, taking care of these children. She's obviously about to bring scandal upon her name, being that she is unwed and she is with child. And she knows that she's about to bring scandal upon her name. She realizes that even if she goes and she lives with him, that is, going to be frowned upon. But, she also knows that she has feelings for him. And she's like, maybe I just need to be with him. And she's thinking to herself, what harm could it really do? And she knows there's something different about him. She can't quite put her finger on it. But she still feels like maybe she should go ahead and, be a risk taker and take that step. So she's thinking seriously about taking him up on that offer and asking him if she can go ahead and move in with him. And so she is going to invite him over, when things get a little bit later in the day. She's going to invite him over, and, she's going to bring up that conversation with him again. And she's just going to say, like, maybe you were right when you said that you wanted us to live together. I was wrong. I just want to apologize for, telling you no so quickly without maybe even considering it. And I really hope that you will, give me a second chance and let me make it right. And I'm hoping that he will listen to her and that he will change his mind and he'll agree to allowing her to move in with him. And then we'll move her and the children into Forgotten Hollow with him and Yasmina. Now, Yasmina may not like that idea. She probably will feel a little bit smothered by that, having all these humans around. I don't really know how Yasmina is going to feel about that, but I know that Archibald is going to want that, and so we are going to obviously let that take place if Archibald will come around. It's going to take Archibald coming around. Archibald, wake up. He's like, I'm a vampire. I sleep during the day. Well, wake up. This is ridiculous. Like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. He's like, I sleep during the day and I'm up at night. What part of this are you not understanding? And she's like, but, like, I'm a human. I don't understand this concept. Okay, I'm just going to have her travel over to his house and maybe she can talk to him then. So let's have her travel over there. Her kids are just going to have to go wherever they go, to daycare or wherever it sends them. So let's go over and see Archibald. Maybe if we go to his house, it'll actually wake him up. All right, so she has arrived here at the house. We are going to knock on the door and see if we can gain entrance to the home. And she's going to try to have a conversation with him. She is in her last trimester and about to go into labor at any time. So we really need to kind of figure this out now before it's too late. Archibald, honey, where are you? You're not even asleep. You're on the computer. And Lady Whistledown's talking about the ball that's about to take place. So we love that for us. Let's see if we can talk about infection. Invite to feel the baby. And let's talk about marriage. I mean, he can't get married, but let's talk about it anyway because she's human. So that's something that she would obviously want to talk about. Deep thoughts. Apologize to him. for what you did and how you hurt him, because you did hurt him. And tell him an engaging story. She's like, I'm really, really sorry, and give him a kiss. And she's going to try to bring up small talk. Ask about soulmate. Get off your phone. Ask about soulmate. Small talk. Ask about soulmate. Get over here and talk to him and stop being whatever. He is a very handsome man, this guy. Deep thoughts. No. Affection. No. Activities. More choices. Actions. No. She's like, I want to court with you. And he's like, of course I'll court with you. Like, of course I want to do that. Okay, she's trying to talk to him about moving in. How do I get her to talk to him about that?
Chibida. Almost. Sikafoof. Wanafajlika. Meshka Craney. Possum Rubina.
Look at her swoon with him. Like, she's very, very much into him, like you wouldn't believe. She's really trying hard to talk to him about moving in with him, and he's just like not having it. He's not even like allowing her to bring it up. And I am not sure how to bring it up, but she definitely wants to talk about it, and he's just like, I'm not even going there with you because you have already told me no, and I'm not trying to get hurt again. And honestly, it really hurt their friendship a little bit when she told him no. So now they're having to get their friendship back up again. But this dancing is helping with that quite a bit.
Gedna. Yarpanoosh.
She wants to ask him to marry her so bad.
Shupar.
Oh, Tinkwell.
Oh. Finosa Botane. Yaflo Treeb.
Blofa. When new.
Ospa.
Oh. Yes. Fallabaloom.
Go Larga.
Hoo, harpin.
So she's trying really hard to build their friendship back up. I'm hoping that once she builds their friendship up a little bit, she'll be able to ask him about being able to move in, but it doesn't seem like right now they have enough of apologize.
Moomba. Larkum.
Seraphi. Baya Pardu. Skisna Plushi. Here Koi Ref Sieg. Yam full stop.
Branka Flanobo.
Neebs. Alcha.
Lavar.
Oh, Bouchard. Clark.
Tina.
Garnouche Bobineff.
Like, she's trying everything humanly possible to get their friendship back up, and she's like
You're no
discussing them expanding the family and, talking about the baby. She's trying to, talk about things that she knows he's going to like talking about. And having these deep conversations with him, but it just doesn't really seem to be making their friendship really go up all that much.
Obatosh. Brainju. Savarbuna. Sparf. Kletstern. Nabathori. Brabe.
She can ask him to be her new roommate.
Floib. Rabokletz, huh?
Okay, recite a love poem to him.
Dupa. Frenoshidi.
I don't want you to tell him about being new friends. I want you asked to be woohoo partners. I mean, really? Small talk. More choices. No. Interest. No. I wonder if I can switch to control this household and I can ask her again as him. Let's switch and see if he can ask her again. All right, now that we are controlling Archibald, let's see if he can ask her if she wants to move in. Deep thoughts. Ask to join household. There we go.
Ah, vem que say so.
Nu je hebt van ooit? Bombadil.
Okay, so we're going to move them in over here and sell their furnishings.
Calca.
Besa.
Oh.
All right, so everyone has moved in over here. I don't know if we're going to have enough rooms for everyone, but we will figure that out. I mean, we've got coffins galore. So we've got 2 coffins for them here. Let's take a look. So we have 2 coffins here. Let's take that out of here. And we have the living area. And then here we have a bedroom with a big bed. We can change this and put in beds for the kids. So we need one of these, and we need a toddler bed. Child bed and a toddler bed. And then she has this room. Okay, so that's good. And then we need a place for the baby. So if we put the crib here, I know there's a couch here right now, but let's put the baby here. So let's put a crib here. Okay, that'll do. It's not perfectly ideal, but it will do. So how's she doing as far as pregnancy-wise? She is still
A pleva.
about ready to go ahead and give birth.
Umfra nebehana. Karzini.
All right, and let's check on the children and see how they are. So they are starting to get a little bit hungry. He is tired. I'm going to send him down and let him get himself a little bit of rest. Go ahead and go get yourself some sleep. She's good. And Carlie is getting hungry. So maybe we can get Carlie in here to cook. So get in here and cook something. We can get her to make a pigeon pie. And then she can feed the family that eats human food because, you know, they're humans. And can Yasmina turn people? I don't think so. I do think that at some point he's going to want Carlie to be turned into a vampire. I think he is probably going to want to be selfish with her, and he's going to want to turn her into a vampire. Yasmina can't turn people into vampires. Cannot drink from pregnant Sims. I don't want you to drink from her. I want you to turn her into a vampire, but that's fine. Welcome her to the household. It's perfectly fine if she can't turn her into the vampire, because we do have people in our family that can. I'm fairly certain that Elise can turn her into a vampire, so I think Archibald would just go to his stepmom and he would be like, look, I don't want to lose her, and I really would like for you to turn her. And he would just talk Elise into, like Elise Marie, he would just talk her into coming over and turning Carlie into a vampire. And I think Elise Marie would be really understanding of the fact of why Archibald feels that way. And I think she would probably consider it. She would probably want Carlie to be on board with that. And I think maybe in the beginning, Carlie would probably be like, I don't really know how I feel about it. But I think over time, and with the way that Carlie feels about Archibald, I think that she probably would come around to it, because if you look at it, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being an ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. And she's near the one she loves because she feels he's her soulmate. So I do think that, you know, she probably would come around to the idea of being with him for all of eternity. And if that's the case, why don't you come grab yourself a serving, sweetheart? I think that honestly, you know, he would offer it. I think that she would take him up on that offer. At first, she may be a little bit like, I don't know how I feel about being a vampire when she finds out that's what he is. But then I think she would really come around to the idea of spending eternity with him because she does feel like he's her soulmate. And, you know, even though she was very much in love with her husband, who is now deceased, she never thought she would ever feel this way about anyone ever again. She's realizing this relationship feels even different than that one did. This relationship she feels like is a truly one that she really belongs in, and she didn't feel like soulmates with her husband that she lost. Like, yes, she loved him, and he was someone that she loved very dearly. But she did not feel that she was his soulmate. This is a whole different level of belonging that she's feeling with Archibald, that she really can't fathom. So I am just going to go ahead and get her off into bed here, and we are going to allow her to get a little bit of rest because she is really feeling like she needs to get a little bit of sleep, and then we will hope that she goes into labor soon. I'm going to go ahead and get you to come out here and harvest these plasma fruits because we need you to drink. So why don't you eat that plasma fruit? That will help you with your thirst. And I don't know, maybe we can plant some of these too. Can you plant one here and one here? She's like, no, I can't. Okay, Carlie has gone into labor, and that's great. We need to have this baby. So let's go ahead and have her come up here and have this little one. We are currently at 8:05 p.m. on Saturday. That means that we are in September of 1385. So Carlie is going to be having her baby in September. And let's go ahead and see how this goes. I'm hoping for a great outcome. So let's hope this goes well. All right, and it's a boy. Okay, perfect. So I am going to go ahead and open up the male baby name wheel, and we're going to just give that a spin to find out what we're going to name Archibald's son. And we are going to name this little one
Godfrey.
Godfrey. So this is going to be Godfrey, and this last name is going to be Von Schwan. So the baby is going to take Dad's name. So this is Godfrey Von Schwan, and she only had a single birth. We are going to go ahead and roll for mom and baby on the dice and see what we get. As we know, mom can't roll a 1. Let's roll for mom, and mom gets a 15 and survives. Baby needs an odd 8, 10, or 20. Baby rolls a 3 and survives. So let's go ahead and go over to our timeline, and we are going to add on Saturday Godfrey Von Schwan. And here we will add Godfrey Von Schwan. And then on our info tab, under Carlie, where are you? There you are. All right. We are going to add Godfrey Von Schwan, son of Archibald and Carlie. Actually, let me put Von Schwan and Carlie like. What generation is this? Let's find out. Archibald. Von Schwan. Archibald. Where are you on the list? Fourth generation. So this baby is the 5th generation. So 5th generation male. We are in September of 1385. This baby is alive. And this baby is British and single birth. All right, perfect. And then we are going to go ahead and have Mom age up this little one. So go ahead and feed your little one. Where are you going?
Ah, Berengaba. Ufma. Flurba. Pene. Goby gob.
Yasmina's talking to the little ones. We love that. She's just like bonding with the human children. Getting to know them, and you know, she's trying to make them feel welcome here in the house, which we absolutely love. And let's go ahead and age up little Godfrey here. And then we will hop into Cass and give him his makeover. Godfrey is going to be in the orange color because he is a Von Schwan. Even though his mother is alike and is in white, Godfrey will be in orange. I told you to age him up. I don't know why you keep ignoring me. Alright, Godfrey is a Pisces. And let's hop into Cass and give him his makeover. Okay, so Godfrey aged up as a human and is a sunny infant. So I will put on the thing that Godfrey actually is human. Godfrey Von Schwan came out human. Even though his dad is a vampire, he came out human. Alright, there is Godfrey Von Schwan, and let's go ahead and jump back into the game. We are now going to head over and we are going to see our main household and check in on them and finish out this day and do our spring harvest, and then we will continue on for Sunday and the last portion of 1385 for part B with some more birthdays and hopefully some more births. So let's go see our main household now. Okay, so we have arrived here in our main household. It is almost 10 o'clock at night. It is really late. They are, or should be, heading to bed. Everyone's needs seem to be in pretty decent shape, which is fantastic. We love that. I do want to go ahead and get Xavier out here in the garden just so that he can go ahead and do some harvest for our gardening for the spring harvest. It does look like she wants to also do a little bit of gardening for that. She has a heart around that, like she loves to do that. So we are going to have her go ahead and come down and do a little bit of weeding while he does some harvesting, and both of them can participate in the spring harvest. We do, as we know, need to go ahead and get them to try for another baby, as they are our main household, and that is something that they need to try for every single day. She did just have babies in, well, the first part of this in 1385A, so if she doesn't get pregnant, then she doesn't get pregnant, but if she does, then great. But we do need to go ahead and at least have them try. So we will be having them go ahead and do that. And trying to expand this family a little bit more. We don't have a whole lot of room because, well, we have a horse, and so there is that. We can't have a whole lot of children because we have horses, and we have to take care of that. So, it is just what it is. I am going to get Xavier to come out here and do a little bit of hand feeding to potatoes and scratching of the neck and just taking care of potatoes a little bit. And once she is finished with the weeding and she has met her spring harvest, then we will go ahead and let them do a little bit of trying for the baby, because obviously that is important. And so we'll have them do that. In the meantime, it looks like she is just going to go and deal with some of the snow in the area and make some snow angels because she's feeling in a really, really happy mood. So we love that for her. Florence is feeling super happy. I am hoping that she is pleased with the fact that she is a sibling now and that she has little ones that are in her life. I want her to, come up here and talk to her siblings, and she can meet them and get to know them a little bit better. He is approaching her to see if she wants to go in and try for a little one. So they are going to probably go in and do that. These two are very much in love, as you know. And so I think that they will want to go in and try for a little one. I don't see them not wanting to do that. That being said, he is kind of dealing with the horse still, so that may be delayed just a little bit. But they are going to go upstairs and they're going to try for a little one here. All right, so they are going to do that. As we know, Florence has just gone in and she has dealt with her siblings, and we love that. She is has the top-notch trait. We love that she has the top-notch trait from having a good infant life and toddler life, and I absolutely am loving that. I do think that you need to go get yourself a little bit of sleep. And get out of Florence's bed. Florence, you need to come and go to sleep as well. It is Sunday, October of 1385. For Sunday, October, November, and December of 1385, we do have some birthdays on the agenda. We have Florence Arundel, who is aging up to a toddler. So we will be going to see Florence Arundel, not our Florence Arundel, but the other Florence Arundel. And we will be seeing Florence obviously become a toddler, and so that's going to be exciting. We also have Edwin von Schwann, who is aging up to a teen, and Peter McGrath, who is aging up to an adult. So once I get Elmira up, I'm just going to have her come and take a pregnancy test. I just want to see if they were successful in going ahead and getting pregnant here. Obviously, once she's done that, we will know. Hello, didn't mean to do that. We'll know if we're having another little addition in our family or not. Oh no, it seems that she's come down with something, and now she is running a little bit of a fever, which is not necessarily ideal. But she is eating for two. We are going to be expecting another addition to our household, so she's going to go in and tell Xavier that they are expecting. And he's like, "Are you kidding?" And she's like, "I'm not." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's kind of amazing." And she's like, "It is kind of amazing." So they just became really good friends. I love that for them. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to head over to see Florence Arundel in the other Arundel household so that we can age Florence up to a toddler. Let's go see Florence now. Okay, so we have arrived here in the other Arundel home with Deanna and her daughter Florence. Florence is needing to age up from an infant to a toddler. For that, we can't roll a 1, 4, 8, 12, or 15. We are just going to pull up our dice and give that a spin, a roll, and see what we get. We rolled a 5, and so that is a successful roll. We do get another 16 days on the calendar for Florence. So we are going to be adding Florence onto the timeline for another 16 days. So let's go ahead and do that right quickly. So that is where she will age up to a child. And then we are going to go ahead and we are going to age her up now in Cass to a toddler. All right, so as a infant, she was sensitive, and as a toddler, she's going to have the traits of fussy and charmer. She has grown up to look like this, but we are going to give her a little bit of a makeover and then put her in her clothes. She does have the clothes of pink, so we are going to put her in pink, and then I will get her photo for the family tree. Okay, so there is Florence Arundel. Let's go ahead and jump back into the game, and we're going to go see Edwin von Schwann. He is aging up to 18, so let's go see Edwin. Okay, so we have arrived here in the von Schwann home. This is little Edwin von Schwann as a child. He needs to age up to a teen. For that, he can't roll a 17, so we are going to pull up our dice and give that a roll. So let's go ahead and roll and find out if he's going to make it. And he is. That is a successful roll. So let's also roll and see, is he going to marry? And yes, he is. And how many children? 2. Is that right? Let me check. Yep, 2 children. All right, so let me go ahead and add that he is going to be getting married and 2 children. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and age up Edwin, and then we will get his makeover and photo for the family tree. Finally, a von Schwann is going to marry. Let's go ahead and hop into Cass. All right, so this is Edwin von Schwann. He aged up as a jungle explorer. He is active, detached, a maker, and true-hearted. This is what he has come up to look like. I am probably going to change his hair a little bit. Let's give him his makeover and then get his photo for the family tree. Okay, there is Edwin von Schwann after his makeover, and let's go ahead and jump back into the game, and we're going to go see Peter McGrath. He is aging up to an adult 2 section, so we are going to go see Peter McGrath. Okay, we have arrived in the home of Peter McGrath. This is Peter here. He is aging up to his adult 2 stage of his life. In order for him to continue on, he has to roll between a 1 and a 9 to live. So let's go ahead and pull up our dice, and we'll give that a roll. And he does not do that. So we are going to roll a d10 to see how long he gets with us. He gets 3 more years. So he is going to be passing away in 1388. And we are going to go ahead and hop into Cass with him and give him a little bit of gray hair. So let's go ahead and do that now.
Ooh. Ooh. Huh.
All right, so there is Peter. We are just going to go ahead and get his photo for the family tree. And let's go ahead and jump back into the game. We are going to finish out the rest of this year and this part. And we are going to go and see another family now. And I'm not sure who all's pregnant still. Let's check in and see who all is still pregnant. Okay, so we have come to the Arendelle home with Maximus and Renata. They are not pregnant, but they need to be. So we are going to go ahead and let them try again for another baby. We want them obviously going ahead and trying for another child. Reluctantly hold hands, like nauseatingly kiss her neck. Really? Why don't you just go try for a baby and stop being so difficult? Clearly, he's got some unflirty issues. I don't know what his deal is. But I am going to have him go ahead and approach her. They are going to go ahead and try for another child. They actually have to have several children. And so, hold me closer. She likes physical intimacy. Yes, please. They need to have several more children. So we are going to have them go ahead and try for a baby. We are also going to go and try with Genevieve. And maybe we will even go and try with Abby McGrath as well. So they are going to go ahead and try, and then we'll have her try for a pregnancy test and see if they're successful. And we'll just try getting some of our community members pregnant. I'm not sure if we have any that are currently expecting or not. I don't think so. I think everyone that was pregnant has already had their babies. So we'll just go ahead and try for the remainder of the community members that need to have babies that weren't expecting and get them having some children, and go from there. So I'm just going to have her come and take a pregnancy test, and she's hungry. So after she does that, we'll get her to come down and grab herself a serving of food, and then she can obviously eat herself some food here because she is really, really hungry. So go ahead. She's not pregnant. They have the worst time getting pregnant. I don't know what the deal is. But they really do have the hardest time with securing this whole pregnancy deal. It usually takes 3 or 4 tries for them to actually end up pregnant. I don't understand what the deal is with that. But she's going to go ahead and get something to eat, and then maybe we'll get them to try again. Camille is destructive. Oh, Jesus. All right, he's hungry too. Grab yourself a serving of food, and then you're going to have to try again with your wife. I mean, they do have 2 boys and a girl, so they have some children here, which is nice. Obviously, you know, it's not a guarantee that they'll continue to do well. I mean, we do lose children. So, I mean, their children could pass away on their birthdays and things like that. So they need to keep having their children and trying for babies. She's learned about his mess around interest. Okay, that's awesome that you've done that. Now just actually go and actually mess around and try to have a baby. It is currently in the game October of 1385, heading into November as we speak. So that is amazing. Now we are just going to have her come back in here, do another pregnancy test. Let's hope this one was successful. Like, please. Be pregnant. Will ya? This one might be the one. Might be the one. Yes. Okay, so she's eating for 2. We love that. She's like, oh, thank God. Now I can go get some sleep. It's St. Valentine's Day, and she's like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, oh, what a present for me. Yay. Like, we didn't have enough bloody kids. I do think he probably worries about that. But at this day and age, you know, you guys just have to have a lot of children. And you rolled to have a lot of children, so it is what it is. But we are going to go head over to the McGrath residence and see about getting Abby pregnant. And then we're going to go see Genevieve. And also, all right, so we are here in the McGrath home, I am just going to have Peter come on in here, and he is going to try and get her pregnant one last time. As we know, he is getting on up there in age. He is also scheduled to die soon, so like you don't have a whole lot of opportunities left to get her pregnant. So I mean, do try. Like, he's thinking, we have so many bloody kids. And she's like, you want to try for more babies? And he's like, I mean, sure, why not? And she's like, okay, David is an intense infant. Yeah. Why are you dazed? Around other Sims and you're an introvert. Introvert Sims' energy and concentration decay faster when they're around other Sims. I mean, this is a house full of people, so I could understand why you would be a little bit put out. I get that. I do. So they're going to go ahead and try for another baby here, and hopefully that will work out for them. It will be fantastic. And we are going to hope that they are able to go ahead and get themselves knocked up, and that she will be expecting a baby. This is their last chance for a little one, not only because he is on his way out the door as far as kicking the bucket goes, but also just because this is their last try for a baby. So we will go ahead and get her to come in here and take a pregnancy test and just see if this was successful for them. And hopefully it is. So we'll get her to come take a pregnancy test really quickly. Oh, there's a gloomy lesson. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and she, just like that, is eating for two. She never has problems getting pregnant. Like, she is always on the money. So Abby is expecting. She's going to go down and let Peter know that just like that, she's having his baby. And he's going to be like, you have got to be kidding. And she'll be like, no, we are fertile myrtle over here. So she's going to tell him. He's going to be super excited about the news because they absolutely love babies. And they have a very loving home here. So we absolutely love that. They are absolutely thrilled about it. They had a pleasantly satisfying woohoo, which is great. And she's going to go ahead and make a meat and potato pie. So we have these two that are expecting. And I will go ahead and let her make this meal for the family. And then we'll head over to the Petechia home and see if we can get Genevieve expecting. I saw that. I saw you drop that. She's like, you didn't. I saw you drop it twice, actually. I did. I did see that. She's like, well, I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it off. The germs will bake right off. Will they, though? Will they, though? Because I don't think that's how that works. She's like, the kids will eat it. They'll never even know. Little dirt never hurt. Okay. All right, let's go see the Petechias. We've entered in to the home, and Genevieve is making a massive bowl of macaroni and cheese, which we absolutely love. But, I mean, that's not what this is all about, is it now? Otis needs to come over here and tell her that he wants to try for a baby. But he's going to come over and do a romantic sing with her. And he's going to be like, I'm going to try to swoon her. He thinks that he can swoon her with his singing. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case, but, you know, he's going to try it. And then he's going to be like, we need to try for another baby. And she's going to tell him, we already have 2 daughters and a son. And he's going to say, I understand that, but, you know, we have an heir. We need a spare. So they're going to go ahead and they are hopefully going to try for another baby. Did she tell him no? She may have told him no. She may have told him, you have got to be kidding me.
Snibara, Dubnat, Chelner, Alibar, Brihe Ganip.
Leave the baby alone and deal with your wife. He's like, but the infants. It's fine. It is completely fine. All right, and Genevieve is very tense. Why is she tense? She's cheered to death. Cheeriness can often be contagious, but sometimes it can also be painfully grating. Well, they seem to have had a fantastic woohoo. I mean, there were fireworks, for goodness sakes. I'm going to get her to come in here and take a pregnancy test. Let's see if anything came of it. And hopefully she is expecting. And of course, she is. She's like, oh my goodness, I'm expecting. Okay, go down there and tell Otis that you're having his child. He'll be thrilled after all. He did want a spare. So hopefully you're having a son for him because, you know, that is what he wants after all. And then you can feed this little baby. Because, I don't know, he might need it. I mean, Otis keeps going after him to act like something's wrong, so. He's like, a baby? Yay! Okay, great. Go feed the little one. I believe it's Watson's his name. So we're going to go take care of him. And then we will go ahead and we will head over and see, who do we need to see? She's like, does that feel better? And he's like, yes, Mama, thank you so much. She's reached parenting level 1. I mean, you just now reached parenting level 1. Okay, we love that for you. We have officially entered in to, or well, not officially. We're in November, almost heading into December now. This portion of the part B of 1385 is almost done. Look at them. They're playing music. Like, honestly, that probably doesn't exist. All right, let's go check in on our main household. Actually, instead of checking in on our main household, I'm going to take you and we are going to take Katarina Arundel and we're going to go and we're going to meet a potential prospect because she's actually going to be getting married next year. So we're going to take her to meet some potentials in the area, some bachelors, if you will, and start letting her meet some people to build up some relationships so that she'll have some people in her arsenal that she can potentially have a relationship with. So let's do that now. All right, so we are here with Katarina Arundel. She is, by all intents and purposes, about 31 years old. Not about, she is 31 years old. She is technically an adult. And she is just now getting married. For the first time in 1386, she'll be getting married. So we're going to take her around. We're going to let her go ahead and meet some potential people that she can marry. She does need to marry an adult. So we are going to go and see some men in the area that could potentially meet her needs as far as that goes. I do think I'm going to take her over into Hemford on Bagley. And I'm going to let her meet this Augustin family. They were a family that I had placed in a very long time ago, and we used them to marry off our teens. But the husband is single now, and I think that's because his wife has passed on, and he is an adult, and so we could potentially maybe marry them. So I am going to have her just go ahead and meet him and see how they get on. Obviously, she would be marrying, and he has a son that is... Oh, William is also an adult? Oh, this says love at first sight. Hold on. Is this... William Augustin is also an adult. But this says love at first sight. When Katarina met Lucian, a wave of longing washed over her. It's somehow as if Lucian could see into the very depths of her soul. And although they've just barely met, it's clear that fate has bound them together. Okay, so she is definitely into him. All right. We're going to just talk with him and ask him about his interest, and she's just going to try to really just get to know him a little bit. He's feeling really, really flirty. We're going to ask him about his hobbies and skills. She's just trying to be really kind with him. It's obviously St. Valentine's Day, so it does want her to do a lot of romantic things with him. She's going to go ahead and ask him if he wants to dance. And he likes fitness. Okay, great. We love that for you. And maybe you guys can have a deep conversation. She is trying to take it a little bit slow. She doesn't want to be too forward, but she obviously feels something towards him. She's also learned he's cheerful. He has accepted to dance with her, so that is going to help them build up their friendship quite well, which I absolutely love when they build their friendship up like that. She's kind of feeling like she has butterflies around him, and she doesn't really know how she's supposed to act, but she knows that she wants to get to know him better and she wants to be friendly with him. And part of her is feeling the pitter patter of her heart, and she's thinking, this is someone I could see myself marrying. You know, I have fallen in love with this person at first sight, and you know, she doesn't really know how she's supposed to feel about that, but she knows that she's looking to marry, she's looking to settle down, and she realizes that she's been a spinster her whole life, and it's kind of late in the game for her to be trying to settle down, but she's definitely wanting to do that now, and she thinks that this person could possibly be someone that she does that with. Let's see if they have anything in their profile about each other. So they're acquaintances. She perceives him as very attractive, and it says they're soulmates. All right. And she's found out he's cheerful and he likes fitness. All right, great. So they have a little bit of friendship going on here. She's going to go ahead and she's going to ask if she can give him a little bit of a massage, and she's going to do a little bit of flirting with him. I mean, it is, you know, if we're being completely honest, it is Valentine's Day. She could get away with being a little bit flirty and just pass it off as, you know, it's Valentine's Day, and so that's the way it is, and that's, you know, why she's being like that. But he's also in a really flirty mood, so I mean, he could take it and kind of run with it. You never know. They could probably end up having a bit of romance come a little bit naturally, and that would be really, really nice. Where does he think he's going? Okay. She's going to go over here and she's going to knock on the door and see if she can get entry to the house. And then we can at least, you know, chat with him a little more freely. Let's talk to him about fishing and try to make it a little bit, you know, a little bit kind of fun for him. Ask about his day.
Finoi Cho.
Turnoi.
Beps and Nikoi.
So she's going to ask him if he wants to go out and cloud gaze. I mean, the dancing gave them a little bit of friendship, but not as much as I'm kind of used to it giving them. So she's going to ask him if he wants to cloud gaze. We're going to see if cloud gazing gives them any more friendship than the dancing did, because the dancing, honestly, it usually gives them a lot of friendship, and it really didn't give them as much as I kind of expected it to. And then she's going to try to hold hands with him and maybe give him a little bit of a hug. We're going to get her to do a little bit of flirting with him. So far, her advances as far as flirting goes hasn't made anything as far as romance come up for them. Maybe she could ask him if he's single. Okay, there's their romance. All right, she's going to confess her attraction to him and then gaze lovingly into his eyes. And for some reason, she's feeling pretty bold right now. And so she's going to try to give him an electrified kiss. She's like, oh, I know this was a little bold of me. She's like, that made me swoon. Oh, my goodness.
Oh. Yay boo, crew.
Supta.
Puimo.
He keeps running off, and I'm not sure why, but I'm going to ask him if he wants to court us. And he said yes to that. I'm actually quite surprised by that. I didn't think they had enough friendship and stuff.
Flimon.
Dag.
Jarug.
Vanilla.
Jarug. Ooh.
Oh, sleekum.
Oh.
All right, she's going to confess her attraction to him again. That, for whatever reason, didn't work the first time.
Oh. So.
Siwa.
Tag.
Amuko.
Oh. Silne. Suflo wo gra. Barnay. Tumba krimbao. Ugnate unga.
Venorba KB Sibo.
Inu planar.
Flows it.
Oh, Jarbin decor.
So they are courting, which is good. That's going to help her to get closer to him over the next little while. So that will be good, at least. They've got quite a bit of romance. Actually, a little bit more romance than they have friendship, which is saying quite a bit. She's starting to get a little bit hungry, so we should probably send her home. Is this his wife? Yes, it is.
Hopi Toad Drobel. So both these, bae.
Oh, bleesh.
Uh-huh.
Like, she can't ask him to be her boyfriend yet because they don't have enough friendship or anything like that, I guess. It's just not high enough. She's gonna ask him if he'll marry her. Let's see what he says if she asks him to marry. He seems to really like her.
Marik Poshima?
Prinobla.
Oh, Tinkwell.
He said yes to the engagement. Okay, so these two are engaged. I mean, okay. So next year, when it's time for her to get married, she will be marrying this gentleman. So they're going to go ahead and talk about marriage. And then I'm going to send her home. She's going to just give him a little kiss. Go ahead and give him a kiss. No, you can't give him a kiss. He's like, I'm walking away again. I mean, you do that a lot. A lot. Have your first kiss, and then you can go and we'll let you leave, and you can go get yourself some food. Because honestly, you can't eat their food. That's probably not okay. Alright, so they're having their very first kiss. I mean, technically their electrified kiss was their very first kiss, but who's judging? Alright, so we have entered into an engagement with this gentleman. He is smitten with her. She's smitten with him. We absolutely love that. And we're going to go ahead and send her on home so that she can grab herself a bite to eat. We have entered into the last part of December here. Alright, so I am just going to go ahead and let her get herself a bite to eat. Oh, look, she already has food here to cook, like, out and ready to eat. Oh, we love that. Go ahead and grab a serving of that because you're starving. So she's going to go grab herself a plate of that food. We are just going to finish up here. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of 1386 of Ultimate Decades Challenge, where we are going to be seeing a lot of birthdays coming down the way. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some babies born, and we are going to be continuing on this challenge with our community members. We'll be seeing this lovely lady go ahead and get married to that gentleman that we just saw her get engaged to. And I will see you then. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.